Hello everybody, wanted to make a quick video just commenting on the latest CARWOW video wherein Matt Watson and his buddy raced a 1,000 horsepower Hennessy Hellcat Charger and a TRX 1,000 horsepower Hennessy TRX. I just wanted to make a comment about how they did it. It was a well done video, but I have some opinion that I wanted to share with you guys, and I don't know if you guys are going to share it with me also. As you see the Hellcat behind here, it's winter, it's cold, but I wanted to make sure I get this video out to you guys so you know what it's like to drive a Hellcat and to drag race a Hellcat against an all-wheel drive vehicle. Just because you got to do it right in order to give it justice, right? So let's go back in the car and continue this video. We can talk about the CARWOW drag race video between a TRX and a Hellcat Charger. All right, so here's the Hellcat. It's a fantastic vehicle, fun to drive, but you got to know how to drive it in order to maximize traction, speed, and winning in a race. Let's go back inside the car and continue this conversation. It's getting cold in here. All right, let's continue this video. So if you're like me, I'm a big fan of CARWOW and Matt Watson, right? It's been a fantastic YouTube channel and provides a lot of information, and he presents it very well. Funny, you know, entertaining. I just love the way he makes videos. So I saw this video just today, I think it was published 3 days ago, wherein he compared a Hennessy TRX 1,000 horsepower versus a Hellcat Hennessy with also over 1,000 horsepower. I think the Hellcat had a little bit more horsepower and torque versus the TRX, but the Hellcat is obviously about 600 kilos lighter than the TRX. Again, the TRX is all-wheel drive, Hellcat is rear-wheel drive. I do not know what tires they have, because with the Hellcat, to get the proper tires, even just performance tires, it's a big difference when it comes to performance, on how it performs in a drag race, roll race, what have you, right? Let's accelerate here and hear this supercharger. So that's a factor I didn't know about this video, is the tires. Because if you're racing an all-wheel drive heavier car versus a lighter rear-wheel drive car, the all-wheel drive always has an advantage because he's got 4 tires to put the power down, especially if the horsepower difference and torque difference is not that much, which is in this video is the case. Only the weight is the big difference, about 600 plus kilos. So tires is important, and the guy who drives this is important because reaction time and the way he drives the car. That's why I want to make this video, because for you guys who own Hellcats and for those who aspire to have a Hellcat, the setup for drag racing, and I don't drag race my car because I just don't, but I've seen many videos. Look at Demonology, look at the Racer X. He had drag race his Demon 170. I think the video was published 2 weeks ago. Fantastic wheelie up to second gear. But if you drag race and you want to win against an all-wheel drive car, tires and reaction time. Don't even use launch control. The launch control in these cars are a joke. They're there for show. But if you want fast times, do not use launch control. So the guy who drove the Hellcat in the CARWOW video used launch control twice, and then also paddle shifted through this drag race versus the TRX. Matt Watson drove the TRX. I'll link the video here somewhere or in the description, but I'll link the picture and video here so you guys can see what it looks like when you scroll to YouTube. But this, CARWOW, you go to their YouTube site, and I'll link the video in the description below. But those, being the tires are known, using launch control and paddle shifting it is already a mistake. That's why I wanted to make this video, because these cars perform well just brake boosting it and using the automatic transmission to shift. This 8-speed transmission is so fast at shifting, you could not possibly replicate the same fast shifting that you would need to win in a drag race by manually shifting it. You just can't. It's optimized by using the automatic transmission. Even Racer X, has excellent reaction time, great driver, he doesn't use the manual transmission. He just lets the car shift by itself, because the computer will manage it, the power, the torque, and how it puts it down based on your throttle of the car to optimize performance and get you the best times possible. And I thought that was a mistake. I'm not saying that the Hellcat is going to win over an all-wheel drive TRX with the same or better horsepower and torque. I'm not saying that. But you have a better chance. It would have been a closer race if he didn't use launch control, brake boosted it, and then paddle shift it, and probably warm up the tires, because he didn't warm up the tires, so he was spinning the whole time. So if you drive this car and you floor it right from the get-go, it will just spin. And if you keep flooring it, as soon as it catches traction and you manually shift it, it will break traction up to 4th gear. That's how much power this car makes stock. This one, the one I'm driving, you're talking about 1,000 horsepower without the proper tires and manually shifting, you already lost, because every time you break traction, you're losing to the competition. The TRX never broke traction, it just went. And in fact, when they did a roll race, as you see in this video from CARWOW, the Hellcat actually won, because top speed of this car is way faster. I mean, top speed is 200 miles per hour. Top speed of the TRX is not that, because obviously it's a high car. Tires are not designed to go over a certain speed. So it proves the point that if the car, the Hellcat Charger, can get traction, it will win. And it's a given, right? Get traction, it will win. I.e., if you look at Racer X Demon 170, I mean, it still breaks traction, but he had to adjust the tire pressure and make sure that he can hook. Because if it does hook, man, these things are fast. Quick off the line if you can hook, and fast. I'm just sharing that with you as an owner of the Hellcat, but like I said, I don't drag race. But I know enough to launch these cars because I played around launching it. I've launched my Jeep SRT, I've launched a Scat Pack, I've launched this one. The best 0 to 60 time I got from this one, I think 3.3 seconds. And that was like several launch and practice launches just to get it down and proper tires. So those are the main things you have to consider when you're trying to get a good launch and have a good chance of winning a drag race. But if you don't have the proper tires, you don't warm up the tires, you use the launch control, you paddle shift it, those are guaranteed failures. You're not going to win any race. So the best setup for this car is obviously, number one, proper tires, proper heated tires. Number two, do not use launch control. Number three, let it shift by itself. It's way faster that way. So let's try it here at the stoplight right now, right? I'm just gonna launch it, but I'm gonna probably just half throttle it because I don't want to get a ticket. So let's go. That's plenty fast, and I think it's just a quarter throttle that I use because it's only 34 degrees outside and I'm on all-season tires. And mind you, these are really good all-season tires, and they hook. But like I said, if I floored it, I would have been spinning all the way to third gear. So man, I just wish that the guy who drove the Hellcat in this video, CARWOW video, did it justice by doing it properly, right? So you cannot just walk into these cars and expect you know how to drive or you know how to set it up. You got to understand how these cars behave, how the Hellcat Charger behaves. And I don't know who's honking at me, but you just have to understand. And the way to understand is to drive it. Over time, you'll understand how to manage this car, how to manage its power, how to launch it properly, how to get the best out of what it has. So if that's what you want, if you want to drag race, set it up properly. If you want to just have fun in the streets, this is just fine what I'm doing right now. If you want to win drag races, you know, you really have to go to a demon. Those are the ones that are set up for drag racing, right? Those are really, you know, if you don't want to lose to other cars. And it takes a lot of practice, a lot of understanding how the car behaves, a lot of understanding your equipment and the add-ons that you add to your car. So you cannot just walk in and expect you're going to win races with a Hellcat. That's when, you know, people, you know, give the Hellcat Charger or Challenger a bad rap because, oh, it will lose, blah, blah, blah. Because number one, the drivers don't know how to handle the cars. Number two, the drivers don't know how to set it up properly and they don't have the right equipment. So it kind of irks me that although CARWOW is a good YouTube channel, the guy they choose to drive the Charger Hellcat didn't do it justice. I'm not again saying that it was going to win against a TRX, but it would have a better chance of winning it. So that's why I wanted to make this video, because I'm sure some of you guys own Hellcats. You'll chime in down below on what you think about my opinion about this video from CARWOW. And for those of you who don't own Hellcat and aspire to own a Hellcat one day, as soon as you get it, don't drag race it or don't understand it first. Understand how it works. Watch some YouTube videos from people who race and drag race and all that stuff. So you understand how the car behaves, how to set it up, what's the proper equipment. You know, Demonology has a lot of videos, Racer X has a lot of videos of setting up these cars, drag racing them, optimizing the power, the torque, and the performance that this car has. So that's just my advice for people who are wanting to have a Hellcat and wanting to win races. Obviously, I don't advocate racing in the streets. Take it to the track, private tracks or drag race strips. Then do it there safely. Okay, guys? Always make sure you are in a safe environment, because, you know, obviously I want you guys to be safe. I want you guys to drive it properly. Don't lose your license, or worse, lose your life, right? So comment below what you think about this video. Watch the CARWOW video first, watch this video next, and see if I'm correct. If you are agreeing with me, or you're, you know, don't agree with me, comment below. All right? So hope you enjoyed this video. Click like, subscribe. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time. All right?